Targeting still matters in 2025, and getting the ads in front of the right people can be a chore sometimes. I want to talk to you today about ways that you can think about how to get in front of the right people. I call it stereotyping because as marketers, that's essentially what we get paid to do, is stereotype people, but we're not doing it in a malicious way. We are trying to get into the minds of the people that would purchase our product or submit their information to find out more information or be reached out to by your business, i.e. a lead. So step number one is just get comfortable, sit down, think, and I want you to draw on a piece of paper or in an Excel sheet, a couple different columns. You're going to be looking for what books do they read? Who would they follow on social media? What TV shows would they watch? What are their hobbies? What do they do for a living? Where do they shop? And what apparel companies would they be interested in? What kind of clothes do they wear? Right? So now you're going to make a list of these. So let's say you are a holster company and you need to get in front of a certain kind of person. Well, you can't on Facebook pick out and target by religion. You can't target by political affiliation. You can't even target the G word. So, or the NRA or any of these other categories, right? So you got to really think about, well, if this is the kind of person that I want to get in front of, what do I target? Maybe they're watching stuff about hunting on TV. Maybe they're avid hunters. Hunters are going to have those things, and they probably have a need for, say, a holster. What kind of TV shows are they? So those are the TV shows, right? They're watching the Outdoor Channel. They're into hunting as a hobby. They're maybe going and watching this. Again, it sounds horrible, but they're potentially watching monster trucks. They're really into monster trucks. They're into certain kinds of sports. You just make a list of all of these things that you could think that they would be into. And then we're going to get into the Facebook side and determine how to find these, what to type in. And I'm going to show you what not to do, because a lot of people fall prey to this and you end up with too big and too broad of an audience that everybody's going after. So I want you to do the work to try to find the blue pond inside of the bloody ocean of targeting. All right, so here we are at the ad set level where we would pick our targeting, right? And this is generally where I will do it. And it can get frustrating, right? So you scroll down here and we're going to switch to the original audiences because nobody likes Advantage Plus audiences anymore. They just don't work. Inside of Advantage Detailed Targeting, this is where we're going to type things out. So most of the times, people will choose very large, broad categories. Now, I'm going to use the example in this one, even though I talked about holsters earlier. I'm going to go ahead and utilize, say, bodybuilding or supplements. This one, I see too many people. They immediately think, well, okay, I sell supplements. They are going to be into fitness. If I knew how to spell, because spelling helps, I would just type in fitness and I find, physical fitness. There's 678 million people in this audience. Why not? Even if it's just the United States, I'm still going to end up with 94,000 to 111,000. The problem with this is one, this audience is, it's very large. It's very broad. It's going to encompass really almost anybody that has thought about fitness, and every other marketer out there is going to be going after this. So instead, you need to know your exact person. Even if you're I wouldn't even say go after CrossFit. Again, spelling, I don't know why I keep doing this, but your CrossFit fitness, it's going to be highly competitive because it's just the easiest thing to think of, right? So again, thinking about supplements, so let's say they're into weight training. Okay, we got this one, but it's really, really, really big. Weight training, this going to be the most obvious solution for somebody to go after versus, say, bench weight training, smaller audience. And here's a cool little trick. Once you start getting some of these in here, you can hit the suggestion and it will start showing you other things. Strength training, look at the size of that. Probably going to be a little bit too broad. So we can go bench press, Again, now we're going to start stacking these up. Oh, they might also be into, push-ups and deadlift. So we're stacking audiences to get a 50 million in the United States, a 50 million on up to, say, 80 million person audience. There will be overlap, but this is how, you really kind of whittle it down and find that blue pond inside of the bloody ocean that, and stay away from the very obvious and easy ones that everybody else is going to pick. Like if you were in bodybuilding, a lot of people that sell supplements just automatically think, let's go after the bodybuilders. Okay, well, that's great. But here we got the bodybuilder and we go bodybuilding sport. It's a huge audience. I mean, it's not that big anymore. It used to be bigger, but still, it's very easy, low hanging, right? Versus, let's say you actually do some research and you find out who are popular bodybuilders. Oh, Jay Cutler was a popular bodybuilder. Then we can hit suggestions. Ronnie Coleman was a popular bodybuilder. Phil Heath, Kai Green. Bodybuilding shows. We can go after the Arnold Classic. That's a pretty important bodybuilding show. Then you start getting into like, okay, natural bodybuilding is going to be a little bit too broad. Fitness figure competition. That should be pretty tight to put in there. I wouldn't be putting anything. I saw The Rock in here. I would not be at Dwayne Johnson. I wouldn't be putting him in there. He has a fitness following, but everybody and their mom is going to know Dwayne Johnson, the actor, and you don't want to be showing up for those wrong people. Another analogy is like, say you sell golf stuff. You don't go after Tiger Woods. You go after lower, lesser known golfers than you do Tiger Woods because it is such a household name. So this is the same thing I would do in like the bodybuilding industry. Let's find a bunch of people that only diehards would know, to really get the account and get the ads up and going after these is the most ideal route, in my opinion and in my experience, versus going after big, broad categories that every lazy marketer, every lazy business owner is going to go after. Another way that you can do this, if you're, also think about the different kinds of companies in your space. Sometimes you can find competitive supplement companies or any kind of company that you're involved with. I don't know why I just said supplements. I got supplements on the brain, but you can literally target brands that will show up. Again, it's going to be frustrating because you are going to type things in and they're not going to show up. So like for the sake of this one, we'll stick with supplements because I got supplements on the brain. I could, type in Optimum Nutrition. They're a pretty big brand. Boom, there they are. Okay, I know my people might take Optimum Nutrition. Maybe I want to go after Nature's Bounty. Let's see if they show up. There they are, Nature's Bounty, big supplement brand. Maybe, I'm like, hey, I want to go after Gaspari Nutrition. I can't target Gaspari Nutrition, but I can go after the owner, Rich Gaspari. Probably a good thing, right? And, again, he's a bodybuilder, but potentially there's some crossover between Rich Gaspari and Gaspari Nutrition. Maybe I want to try to go after BSN supplements. This shows up, and granted, it's an employer. I don't think it is. Okay, there's the BSN food supplements. So there's the BSN brand. Now let's try to go after probably one that won't show up is Redcon One. Relatively good size, well-known supplement company, but it doesn't show up. And this will happen quite a bit to you, where you will type in brands and they don't show up. But that's okay. You just keep going and stack them and stack them and stack them. And as you can see here, we barely have a 1 million person audience. So I would keep stacking them. Again, you can hit these suggestions. See, and like it shows GNC. I don't know that I would use GNC as something to target because it might not be the right person that I want to get in front of. It's still showing bodybuilders. It's nothing really good is showing up in the suggestions. So I would keep typing in different brands to see what pops up. Even if you don't know, if the brand doesn't show up itself, you can sometimes find the owners of the brands. Same thing with like the apparel brands. Sometimes a backdoor way of getting in front of these people is, finding the owners, because of how the world works right now with founder-led brands and like personal brands. You can get in front of those people who are interested in the brand because they're all likely also following the owner in some fashion. So, again, sticking with fitness, I know Flag Nor Fail is a big brand. I know Dana Lynn Bailey built a brand around that. She was the first Miss. I think it is. She was a first-time Miss Olympian for her new brand. So there you have Dana Lynn Bailey. She shows up right there. Let's see if Flag Nor Fail shows up. Boom. Well, you got to be able to spell it, but okay, it's not showing up. So I know this is a big fitness brand. Oh, there it is. Flag Nor Fail. It's small, but we're stacking. We're adding a little more. right? It's going to take some time. Let's say you want to go after other fitness apparel brands. So you have like Gymshark. Doesn't show up. Okay, bummer. Let's just go ahead and keep going, right? So you just keep going and stacking these in there to get your product or brand or company in the front of the proper people. You want to get it in the face of the people that you know would actually take action from your ads. So now you know, you've seen some demonstrations here of how to get your ads and properly target, because targeting still works in 2025. It still worked in 2024. It has worked for the last 15 years that I've been doing this, and it will continue to work until Facebook takes it away from us. So, you know, I hope this actually helped you. I hope you go out and test it. I'd love to hear how this works for you. And if you have any questions in the comments, if you found this helpful, please share it with somebody. Share this video with a friend, a colleague, another business person that is struggling with their Facebook ads. Let's help them win. I want to help you win, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.